Alrighty, let's see here. Is it working? I believe so. Well, it seems to be working. Oh, yeah. There we go. Alrighty. So let's see here. Got that. Turn on the music. Gonna have to figure out how loud or quiet I need the game to be, but that'll be fine. Alrighty, so we are starting a new world in Oxygen Not Included. Let me just put in the seed. So we are doing an Oceania start. Oceania asteroid. Then, as you see here, we'll have a crash satellite on the main planetoid. And then it's going to be geoactive. I like geoactive. It can be annoying sometimes when you're trying to do really big builds, but for me, I'd rather have more resources renewably easily. Then we have the Glowwood as our second planet. That's going to have boulders and nothing else special about it other than what it already does. Then the Tundra will have Crash Asteroid, and the Marshy planet will have the Frozen Asteroid, or the Frozen Friend. Tundra Asteroid will have the Crash Satellite, that's what I mean. So that's the only special things there. None of the other asteroids have any special traits, so they're just bog standard. Let me check some things quick. I may need to turn the game down. We'll see. Usually the front screen is louder than actually in-game, but we'll see. Alrighty. Yeah, that's about it there. As you see, it says it's unstable because I have all 6 of the story traits on. I tested this though, and I know that it actually goes through, so it's fine. So as you see, we got the Simeon synthesizer story trait. That's going to be important. Very, very powerful. We got the critter fluxomatic. Depending on what I do, this could be good for the early game, particularly if I want to get oak shells for wood kind of early, since this is not a forest start. Wood is almost better than it used to be now since the update, because now Great Halls aren't as good as they used to be, but they added a new Great Hall type that needs a special dining table that you can only use wood for. And I looked into it a little bit. Plywood is more annoying to get, to be honest, and it doesn't have as much of a decor bonus as normal wood, so it's better to probably just get normal wood anyways. Alright, and then I have the Mysterious Hermit. Love to see him. Ancient Specimen. That one won't be particularly useful, but I wanted it anyways. Biobot Builder, this can be good if I use it. It's not too much to have to set up. And the Biobets, they're a little bit better than they used to be now, because you can actually put filters on doors to not have them go in everywhere now, so they're a little bit easier to contain. But, you know, they're Biobots, nothing too special with them. And then the new thing, the new story trait that they added, the Printerceptor, it's pretty interesting. I haven't actually saw what it's like in-game, but it basically lets you print certain things on demand. It's interesting, and I want to see how it works, so that'll be cool to figure out. So yeah, all 6 story traits on here. And then in here, we're just gonna do default settings for everything. Nothing crazy there. And then for the scrambling of the DLCs, I'm setting all of the biome remixes to guaranteed. I'm not remixing the asteroids. The asteroids are going to stay the same, but the biomes are going to be guaranteed on our planet. And yeah, that's about it. The seed is right here. Coordinates is the seed. So if you want to play this exact one, it's right there for you. I'm using a bunch of different mods. They all just are for just quality of life mods. None adds content or anything. So that's about it. Might show those at some point. But I mean, you'll see them as we come across them. I got quite a bit actually. So with that, I suppose we will start. So I'm gonna press start and it'll load up. Let's see here. Gotta test my chat yet too. That's kind of important. Oh, my chat is not showing correctly. That ain't great. Hello, chat. You wanna work? Oh boy. Let me... There we go. Now it's showing correctly. Now I see the chat. Great. Alright, perfect. So the first important thing here, we got to pick our dupes. Now I do not want to start with any bionic duplicants. I have not played with the bionic pack yet, and I've not played with the prehistoric pack yet. I have played with the frosty pack though, so I'm more familiar with that. But I just don't want to start with bionic duplicants. I'm pretty sure they're better mid and late game anyways, because they don't need food right away. And they're better for oxygen conserving and whatnot, but they take a lot of power, and their power cells before they're renewable actually take up metal ore, which is pretty bad. But anyways, so we can reroll and stuff. I do have the duplicant configurator, but I'm not going to use it. I'll probably just reroll until I see what I like. So we probably want one for digging, we'll want one for researching, and then we'll want one that is a rancher. Oop. Pink sand, I do not want to play pink sand right now. Alright, that's fine. So we want one that is a rancher, but he's going to also have farming skill is what I'm going to look, farming interest, because he's going to be both. They kind of go hand in hand. Yeah, and I suppose I'll just start. Do I have any presets? I do not. Alright. So let's start with the digging one. I will probably just go for one high stat. I don't really need a variety of stats in particular. That ain't too bad. Probably keep that. Well, then again, I kind of want the digger to also be good at building. I have not played shapes yet. I might look into that for later. I have a lot of games right now that I have yet to play a lot of. Alright, let's see. I have the one game. Let me pull up my Steam quick so I can see what it's called. It's the one number game. I have Beltmatic. I'm pretty sure that's really similar to Shape. So I played that one. Alright, let's keep re-rolling. Increased calories is kind of bad. Starting with hard digging is good though. Let's just keep looking. One of each ain't good enough. I need... Digging and building. Snoring loud is real bad for me right at the start though. Those traits are just really messing it up, isn't it? You know what? Even though it's just digging, I think I'll take that because all the morale bonuses there are pretty good. Because I don't need my digging one to ever do decorating errands. And getting the morale bonus is good from decor. And then this here, he's not going to be making food, so getting the food morale bonus is good. So what we're doing is, this is oxygen not included. It is a colony simulation sandbox building type game. You'll see very soon. As you see, we're just starting out. What we're doing is we have 3 duplicants that we get to start with in our colony, and I am picking their traits. This part is actually really important when you start the game. Depending on what you choose, it makes it easier or harder to start. Like I just explained a little earlier, we want one for digging good, because we're going to be digging out a lot of tiles at the start to make rooms and whatnot. We want one that's good at doing science, because there's a huge skill tree of stuff that's locked behind science, and those are how you unlock a lot of the buildings and different things in the game. So being able to do that right off the bat and get some of the stuff researched right away really fast is important. And then the ranching thing, is going to be maining the ranching stuff. That's what I'm looking for particularly, but I also want one that can do farming, because ranching and farming are really good early game. If you can have one that can wrangle the critters right away to put them into ranches, it's good. And then of course farming is good because we need the food right away before we can do critter stuff, because critters take a little bit of time to start up. One beaver game, I don't think it's too similar to that. But you'll soon find out how it is. It's pretty cool. Anyways, so we're gonna keep the digging one here, and then let's do a research one. And the researcher just needs to have really high science, like 9+. This would be good, but I do not want to have to light him up for his sleeping. Let's just keep going. 7's kind of low, especially when you can't attack. Eight ain't too bad, but that bathroom use speed lower is bad. Oh, if he wasn't narcoleptic, that would be great. That one ain't too bad. The positive trait is useless, but the negative trait isn't. Morale isn't going to matter too much once I get the somnium synthesizer up, so it's not too big of a deal. An 8 is decent, so I might just keep nails. Alright, and then for our rancher, we literally just have to find one that does ranching and farming. And as long as the debuff isn't too bad, it doesn't matter. One only ranching and only farming, so then both are decent points allocated to them. See, now like this, it would be nice, but the machinery use being lower is really bad. The increase to the husbandry would be nice though, because then that would mean 5 + 3, 8, and then you have 3 farming, so that would be nice, but I really don't like Luddite. Keep going through here. More food is bad, but less oxygen. Oh, do I want that? I think that's just gonna be too annoying to do, because I think it's easier to get a lot of oxygen than it is to get a lot of food. Here, let's go to the configurator. I think I can make it... Well, I wish the configurator would just make it so that I could filter what I'm searching for instead of just editing him. Oh well. That one's not too bad, and then more construction is good. I think I'll keep that. And then we are going to name this Salty Chaos, because we are starting on a salty planet. And then we are going to change their wardrobe. Got the new wardrobe for the DLC. The Regal Abyssalite wardrobe, so we'll use that. There we go. And let's embark. Alrighty, there we go. The asteroid we call home has collided with an anomalous planet, decimating our colony. Rebuilding it is of the utmost importance. I've detected a new cluster of material-rich planetoids in nearby space. If I can guide the duplicants through the perils of space travel, we could build a colony even bigger and better than before. Let's begin. Here we go. And the first thing to do is pause. Alright, so let's do a little bit of explaining for people who are new to Oxygen not included. The printing pod here, this thing is us. We are an AI overseeing all of these duplicants here. These little people here are the duplicants. They get printed from the pod just like a lot of other things do. And this is the asteroid. Now they can only see out so far until we start exploring more, but this is what we can see, and what we can see is important. Now first of all, I'm going to go press Y, and we're going to look at the harvest filter, just so then I can turn harvest on all of these plants right away. That will be good. Now let's go to F1. We'll look at the, this is usually just the oxygen overlay. I have a mod that makes it show all the gases, because that makes sense to me. It just makes sense that it would have that. We got some carbon dioxide here, oxygen, oxygen, carbon dioxide. We have some hydrogen over here. The rest seem like carbon dioxide. So we got polluted oxygen down here. So that's probably going to be swampy. Yeah, we got slime and whatnot there. Let's check our next filter. Wiring is not useful yet. Temperature. Alrighty, so there's a cold blob here. This is where we have our uranium ore. And there's some lead there, but it's stuck behind abyssalite, which we need better digging for. Over here, it's hotter. We have salt and sand here, so this is going to be probably the main big biome that we'll see. That's like all the salt water, salty sand. It's the salty planet. Alright, and then everywhere else is pretty temperate. It's a little hot down here. I wonder what that's about. Yeah, that's weird. And then this is an old facility. We'll have to go to that security door and open that up. That'll be nice. Alrighty. Anything else in particular with the temperature? Not really. Alright, let's go on to the next thing. So, do I want to look? That's all our metals. That's all the different minerals, filtration, consumable ore, organic, liquefiable, gas. This is another way to see the gases, but this one just lets me, like, it shows there's a visual for how potent it is. Like up here it's less, so it's lighter. Down here it's more bright, vibrant, so it means there's more there. But this would show the same thing if I have it filtered for gas. Liquids, so we only got water, polluted water, and then some salt water right there. We'll find some other liquids later on. Miscellaneous, you just see the abyssalite, nothing else too important there. Now, one other thing I'm going to do is I'm going to press P for the priorities. Do we have any rogue priorities around that don't look like they belong? Not yet. Now that will be important because that'll help us find some geysers and whatnot early games. That'll be good. Alright, now there is some tutorial things. I'm not really going to go through them because I've played before. They do have pretty good tutorials though. As you see, we haven't built an outhouse or an oxygen generator yet. We will get to that. That's important. Show the resources. All right. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to deconstruct that because it's useless. And then we are going to start digging out. Yeah, we'll just head out this way. And we'll also head out. Not quite there. I don't want to go into that hydrogen yet, but we'll start digging in both directions here. And I'll just set it to the medium speed. And also, we should look into what buildings we have. We have access to tiles, we have access to ladders, no doors yet because we haven't gotten any metal ore yet. We also have storage bin, which I have a cool skin for with that new DLC, so that's cool. Okay, so we're gonna need to put down an outhouse somewhere and a pitcher pump right away to take up water and feed the wash basins for that, so we can get a bathroom right away. And then we also want to put down some cots somewhere so then we can get a bedroom right away. Those two are the most important things right now. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put that there just so we know how far out that goes, and then this, that. So we're going to have doors here and doors here. This will be the research room. So we'll put the research station down once we have that. Let's see. So probably the easiest water will be here. So let's place this probably just kind of like that. And then we are going to dig that out too. Let's see. So we're going to have our door here. Now, for a vertical shaft, we're going to want a 3 wide. I'll just kind of pull this down here. And then I'm going to pull it up as well. We'll just head all the way up there. And then going to put a ladder in. That'll go from bottom to top. That should be fine. And then this needs to get pulled down to here. We're actually going to not do these yet because I want this to stay contained. In fact, we're going to dig this entirely out. And we're going to rebuild that a little farther down. Actually, let's see. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Boom. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So this is going to be our room structure. We want 4 tile high rooms. So I'm just seeing how the room structure here is going to be. So for this to be a floor, we'll put the pitcher pump in line with that then. It'll go like that. And then that should be fine. Now the most important thing here is going to be doing these. So I want them to do that first. Kind of racing against the clock. There is some other things to check. Skills don't matter yet. Schedule will be important soon, but not quite yet. Priorities I want to look at right away though. So attacking should be good for everyone. Life support should be high for everyone. Toggling can be just normal high, not too high. And then we'll do the specialized stuff later. Doesn't matter too much right now. Alrighty, and they're gonna do that, and they're gonna put that there, and then we're going to have to figure out where we want the bathroom and where we want the bedroom. And yes, we do live underground. We're on an asteroid. So if we go high enough, we will get to the surface. You will see that. If we go low enough, on this planet, there's a molten core. Not every planet has a molten core, but for the ones that do, this one is one. Let's build that across there. Just so then I don't have to keep going through the water. They're going to be going to bed soon. Let me make sure. They got a little bit of time. Went a little too slow right now, though. And then the next thing, I want them to come out here right away. We're gonna build that right there. And I think what we'll do is we will have this as our main axis shaft unless a geyser gets in the way, which would be annoying. And then, ooh, all right, saltwater geyser right there. That's interesting. All right, so if we look at that, when it produces stuff, it makes salt water and it comes out at 95 degrees C, so that's very hot. No wonder this is a little warmer than the rest. And as you see, it itself is very hot. We don't have enough to be able to research it yet, but we can see this. Once we actually research it, then we can see the average outputs. So we'll see how much. When it is producing, it goes at 10.7, but I don't know the active period or the average output, so I can't tell actually how much. Let's see. But this will be useful because this will supply us, once I have the right tools, it'll give us water, which is good for food and oxygen production. And then it will give us power too, which is nice. And then the salt is also useful for certain things. One constructor making one iron rod a minute. That would be funny for a decorative factory in Satisfactory. That would be a good one. Alright, so they should be prioritizing these above the above ones. I wonder why they're still digging those. Also, we're gonna want to tap into some of this right away because we need that metal ore. And we have our hatches. They are being very annoying. It is not nice. They're gonna eat our stuff. In fact, I'm gonna make them move this to here just so then it does not get in the way. Alright, now what I'm gonna do is right up against this, I'm just gonna put a bathroom down. We'll only need 2 right away. Actually, you know what? Let's make it 3. And then we're gonna put a wash basin, 3 of those, 1 to match each. And then, if we had metal ore, I'd put a thing there. Pull this down too. They're eating their food and then they're going to go to bed? Yes. They don't have a bed yet. So what I'm gonna do is, just so then they don't get broken backs. Ooh, we don't want them there. We'll put them there just temporarily. We're gonna make that, and then we're gonna go on regular temporarily, just so then they don't sleep right away. Alright, and then we're going to assign a bed to each of these guys. And now they're gonna sleep. And let me check that schedule again. Yep, it is their sleep time. Just in time. And then when they wake up, they'll build this. We'll relocate their bed somewhere else, probably on this side. And then, yeah, we're gonna want to get those right away, too. Let me check. Ooh. The air itself already has slime lung. That's kind of annoying. There's a reed right there. That's cool. Yeah, that slime lung's gonna be annoying to deal with. Oh well. Also, let me look. So it's erupting right now. It's gonna make that very hot there until this fills up and overflows itself. All right. All right, he's heading up there. They're getting me metal. Someone just peed. All right. Why are these not high priority, please? Oh, multiple people did that. That's not great. Let's see if we can mop it right away. Oh boy. Yeah, everyone made a mess. I did not get them their stuff yet. Okay. Get that one, please. Okay. We saved it, and then we'll mop this. We're gonna set this to right. Oh, wait. Other direction. There we go. And they're mopping all that up, so then this will stay clean. Dig that out. We're actually going to build this down here. There we go. And then dig this a little lower. Something is entombed. What is it? Alright, just the falling sand. No big deal. Put this in here. All right. Perfect. Let's have them do this right away. So now we have, if we go to F11, we have a latrine here, so it gives them a morale bonus. And then the washroom, once we get it plumbed, will give even more morale. Right now, this only gives 1. Washroom gives 2. We also want to make a barracks to give them another 1. Probably just put it right there. So research is going to go here. Door placement. We want a door here. We want a door here. We will have a door here. Got to get that moved first. Put that there. That there. Alrighty. Yeah, not too bad. Oh boy. Are they stuck? Yeah, they are. Alright, we're going to put that right there. And then that should save them. Alright, perfect. We don't need that dugout yet. Alright. Let's have another look around now that they've been moving. So there's another office room there. We got some more salty up there. Coming around here. That's a different biome actually here. Ooh, we have some Pacu here. They're a lot better than they used to be now for renewability, so that's great. Are these set to... We don't need to disinfect these. Actually, let me just look at that tab. Yeah, disinfect is just off. Alright. I'm going to build that right away. Speaking of which, we need power to do that. I'll just put it here. Alright, there we go. They're all sleeping right now. Eventually I'll put them on rotating schedules. In fact, we don't need that. What do I want to do? I think I'll put their bedroom up here. One bedroom, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. That's the amount that has to get dug out. Alright. And then these can go into those spaces. Here we go. It's coming along good. Slow, humble starts. Make sure I have everything harvestable. Alrighty. Yeah, that's gonna really heat up stuff. That ain't nice. Oh well. Got water weeds in there to get. That would be good. Alright, so what we're gonna do, we're gonna put these up here. But in fact, I want to do all my fancy little skins here for all the beds. I suppose I'll just loop that back. And then I am going to dig that to there. So then I can put in these tiles here. And then what I'm gonna do is deconstruct, deconstruct, and deconstruct. There we go. So then that'll be the bedroom there. This won't be. Probably move the bathroom to somewhere else too, once we get the plumbing. Alrighty. We're definitely gonna have to explore more. Alright, our first principle of the game. First of all, we should inspect our printing pod. I search my incoming message history and find a single entry. I move the odd message into my database. Evacuation notice. Encryption level none. Attention all Gravitas personnel. Evacuation protocol in effect. Reactor meltdown and bioengineering imminent. Remain calm and proceed to emergency exits. Do not attempt to use elevators. There's some lore for you. Also, let's get a colony summary, see what we got done so far. We got bed and bath. This is not going to be a 100% achievement playthrough because there's some annoying time-sensitive ones that I am not doing. Alrighty, now let's choose a blueprint. So I could re-roll stuff with the mod. I'm not going to, though. So we have 2 dupes and 2 items. So let's look at Lyra first. So digging and farming. They have the hard digging skill with them, but they have decreased digging and they have less research. They can't do research, all right. And they have less medicine. Medicine one doesn't really matter much, but the undigging one is real bad. Like if that's the whole point of it, just does -3 from the +3, so that's literally none. Oh, that's bad. Yeah, I would not take that. Let's see Cena. So they're they're digging and doctoring. Doctoring doesn't really matter yet. That's more of a niche thing I'll need later on. Unless I was doing bionic duplicates, that could help some. But the digging stuff is good. They have an attribute bonus while stressed. That ain't too good of a bonus. They have increased agriculture, which they are not a farming one, so that isn't too relevant. Smaller bladder is bad. They pee more often. Less athletics. -5. That's real bad. We do not want that, so we're not taking either of these dupes. Let's see here. Fertilizer or an oxyfern. Oxyfern doesn't matter too much on this seed because we do have enough algae. I'll probably just take the fertilizer. Also, from that inspection, we got a data bank here. That'll be used later on. They're deconstructing the beds there. We got beds here. Gonna start assigning them. Also, we're gonna do one more thing. We are going to mess with some schedules quick. So I'm going to call this, we're just gonna name them. Gonna duplicate that schedule. We're gonna call it 2. And then what we're gonna do is we are going to shift it over by 3. Now we're gonna duplicate this one. We're gonna call it 3. And then we're going to shift it over by 3 more. And now we're going to assign each of these to a different one. So now they all sleep at different times. So there is never a time when all 3 of them are out of commission. Now, this is not a room yet because these 2 tiles are ruining it. Once that goes in, it'll be a max size room. And then we'll get some morale from that, and they'll get good sleep. As for this, we want to enclose this more. Which means we're going to dig out from here as well. We'll do that. Digging. Alright, that should be good. The start of the game is both fast and slow at the same time. What we should be doing also is some more exploring in general. Which direction do I want to send them though? Paku above. Alright. Probably I'll send them sideways. Oh, and this is the Biobot Builder. Here we go. We found the Biobot Builder. My duplicants have discovered a laboratory full of dusty machinery. The vestiges of another colony's experiments, perhaps? It is unclear whether the apparatus is intended for biological experimentation or advanced mechatronics, or both. So that would be nice to do a little later down the line. Not too important right now, though. I do want to open this up, but this is all way too slimy right now, and I don't even have deoxidizers, I don't think. Deodorizers, whatever you call them. Alright, we can research now, so we should do that ASAP. The first thing I want to get... Let's see. What would be most important? Probably just getting to advanced research right away. So I'll let them do that. I'm going to set this to priority 9, and then we're actually going to go into the priorities here. Nails is the researcher, so I'm going to turn that up, and I'm actually going to disallow any of the others from researching, because they would just do it slower than normal. Right now, Nails is sleeping. Once this room is enclosed, it will make researching faster too, because we'll have a researching room. Pretty sure. Let me check. Yeah, the laboratory needs 2 science buildings and no industrial machinery. Right now we only have 1 science building, so it won't be fully good, but it'll be something. Once we do the research, we'll get a 2nd science building with the supercomputer, and then we can research faster with that bonus. And here Nails goes. They put the dirt in there, and this research station takes dirt. The next one we'll get takes water. Alright, I think I do want to kind of go out in this direction, so I think I'll just keep this train going, and we'll just kind of pull that along there. That water's going to be annoying, and we can't dig all of this yet. Ooh, we have a new blueprint. Get 3 of these a week or something. So let's see what we got. Got some shoes. Not too cool, but we can trade it in to get the little spools of wire to spend for ones that we actually want, so that's good anyways. And you are trapped because you're silly. There we go. Really? Wow. I'm going to make you move down here right away. Alright. Jeez. Yeah. Actually, let's look at the skills tab. So our digging one, which is this one, you need 1,157 experience points yet before they can go farther. So I think the main way we're gonna go is up then. So I'll set this to 6. And then I think I'll just pull this up until we get right here. That'll be fine. We're gonna pause quick, make that 6. What's this building entombment? Okay, that was just them digging out from above. No big deal. Alright, perfect. And then this will be a room soon. Hey, we got a barracks now. That's +1 morale. Ain't too bad. Eureka, we've been Jeez, I cannot talk, can I? Eureka, we've discovered employment technology. We got the water cooler, crafting station, metal power bank pattern, wood heater. Let's look at the research tree again. So yeah, we got the crafting station, that water cooler, and that wood heater. Wood heater doesn't matter too much since we don't have wood. Also, we don't need to heat up anything. Crafting station will be useful later, but not right now since we don't have bionic dupes. Water cooler will be good because it will be part of the Great Hall that we're gonna put in right away. Or at least the mess hall, I suppose. Now this part, the advanced research here, that's gonna be the most important tree right away. Alright, and they're just going at it up here. I want to go down some. Oh, but going in there and getting all that slime lung is just so annoying. Also... We should probably put down some oxygen. We'll place it right here, because we don't need to worry about a door right there right away. And then that'll make oxygen for us. Just to keep the breathability up. Okay, we completed that research. So now, under stations, we have a soldering station. That will be good for the bionics. We don't care about that yet. Skill scrubber will be good later. Already talked about the crafting station. Let's put the supercomputer down. And then we are going to wire that up. There we go. This is useful. Gonna get higher. Science. Get it faster. Now up here, what we want to do right away is probably just grab all of that. All of these are good right away. Although, probably get the power just so we have a better battery. And getting a coal generator would be good. So we'll do those two first. Smart battery. Well, we can't really do smart battery until we do the rock crusher yet, so... Yeah, we'll probably go that way first then. It would also be good to get the interior decor, but that's not required right away yet. Smart battery doesn't matter until we get automation first anyways, too. So that's not priority at all. Alright, they're building that. And boom, now it's a laboratory. And laboratories, doesn't say exactly how much, but it does make them go faster. It doesn't say how much, but it does make them go faster on it. I think it's probably like 15% bonus or something. Also, the printing pod, makes light, and that well-lit bonus makes them go faster when they're working too. And then also we'll need a laboratory room in order to use geotuners and mission control stations. And that is important later on. Other than that, the building itself isn't too relevant. Alright, each of them are eating and going to sleep and whatnot. Let's see, do we have any skills yet? Not quite there. He's close, but not quite. Also, our researcher can't do this until we have higher skill on that. And why is this not being used? What are you doing? You're on your break right now. Okay. Nails is sleeping anyway, so it doesn't matter for recharging that. Okay, so we have a chlorine vent up here. All right, good to know, good to know. Kind of redundant since we have a lot of salt sources, but it's still good to know. Do I just want to bite the bullet and go down already? I might do that. We're gonna dig that, and then we're gonna do this and try to get this water to fall over to here, because I want to just dig right into this. Alrighty, so that's about as high as we're gonna get. A lot of swampy areas up here. Okay, so we did that research. We want to put down... We'll deconstruct that. And then we're gonna put down a bigger one. Right away, please. Good, good. A lot of things. And then for the next research, what is it currently going into? Combustion? That ain't too bad. Nails is providing their own power. Good amount of oxygen around. This is opening up areas. Okay, so yeah, a lot of chlorine up here. Got some hydrogen here. Just swampy. Oh, we got plug slugs. I don't have too much use for plug slugs. We'll probably just destroy them. Getting the poke shell with a critter fluxomatic machine, once we find that, will actually be pretty useful. Outdoor renovations. I can start the building outside the initial starting biome. Okay. Hello, back. That's not really getting rid of it as much as I thought it would. Oh, they're just still building that bit. Okay, I see. Yeah, tough. And this is heating up ridiculously. It's kind of bad that's so close to the starting base area. But I'm going to be building my main base somewhere else. Ooh, finally got a skill point. Now they can do advanced research. And with that, I'll keep them on that so far. Yeah, we know. Skills. You get a hat. They're almost there. And then we'll be able to dig this way finally. Yeah, it's tough for them to dig this out, isn't it? Because they gotta go back up to rebreathe, since this is all carbon dioxide right here where their feet are at. Not ideal. What do we got for... We got plenty of food right now. Don't need to worry. They're researching that. Anything else I need to do in particular right now? Not really. Dispatch. What's that game? Is that the one where they're in the woods with a walkie-talkie and it's all existential or whatever? Probably watch Markiplier play that or something, but I don't have it. Alright. Okay, we need more research. Now we can start that off perfectly. Oh, the new... Yeah, duh. No, I have not played that one yet. I don't know. Those types of games aren't really my thing, but I'll probably watch someone else play it. Okay, now he finally has the skill to do hard digging. That is very useful. You will be going into ranching right away. Why are you just standing there? Why are you idle? Is there stuff to do? I guess you can't dig that, can you? You get to keep trying to dig this. One, two, three, four, five. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There we go. Phone keyboard does suck. next batch of printables. Let's see what we get. Let's look at the dupes last. Snack fruit. Seedless fruit that... Okay. Probably not useful. Blossom seeds is just decoration seeds. We don't really need those right away. Okay, I think the snack fruit is like the prehistoric planets version of a muck root. That's just like the beginning food thing that you get for free. Alright, let's look at the dupes. We got Trivaldo, they're a farming one. They have early birds, so they get +2 to all attributes in the morning, which is 5 schedules block long. Not too good, not too bad. More agriculture, so it's really +3 on top of that, so it's like 5. Alright. They can't attack, but they're a great farmer, so if we want a farmer in particular, they're actually not too bad. Cooking and rocketry, not too important. Grilling right away, but they fart, so we're not going to be taking them. You know what? I just need a 4th dupe. Let's get them. Alrighty, we have Trivaldo. Now let's look at the skills, because Pay, for one, now has agriculture, and Trivaldo will put you into farming right away. So Trivaldo will be the farmer, Pay will be the rancher, and then Pay can do farming afterwards once they get more skills. But everyone right now is just digging. Oh no, you're dropping it before you can place it? That ain't great. Alrighty. Also, this should probably be placed there. So we can dig out this way. I'm gonna make this the highest priority for Amari to do. And get some salt water flowing over here. That won't be too bad though. How hot is this? Pretty warm. Pretty warm. Alright. It's a little cooler down here for some reason. Then it gets hot. And very hot there for absolutely no reason why that's hot, but up there is cool. Very weird. Oh, and now that we have Trivaldo here, we are going to make a new schedule for them. We're going to have 8 schedules in total, because that means I can separate each by 3. And then as we get more dupes, we can put 1, 2, and 3 up onto them. Basically, we want to have it so that each schedule, each of these shifts, has less duplicates or equal amount of duplicates to the number of outhouses and then toilets we'll have, because then that stops, they don't queue correctly on those or anything. So we'll just add another here and then slide that down 3 and then call this 4, and we'll move. Ooh, Trivaldo is early bird, I forgot about that. So actually we don't want Trivaldo there. We don't want Trivaldo here either. Ooh. Actually, what I'm gonna do, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 7, 8, 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Those are lined up there. Yeah, 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So we're gonna have a shift across that way. So then these have good amounts, and then Trivaldo can definitely go on 4, and that means that all of his schedule blocks there will be good for the higher attributes. Alrighty. And did I rename that? Yes, I did call it 4. Perfect. Alrighty. I feel like I'm missing something right away, but I just don't know. So he's gonna be digging out this way. It's Damari doing that. What are we at for research? Okay, so we have mess tables unlocked. Let's look. Mess hall just needs a table, and it has to be more than 12 tiles, less than 64 tile. All right. Rate hall needs the tables, but it also needs a recreational building and then a decor building. Now the recreational building is easy because a water cooler counts. Now for decor, let's look at furniture again. Don't really have anything in there. For decor, we're gonna want probably just a flower pot right away. Let's pull into here so then we can get some trims and hanging pots and wall pots and stuff. And a pedestal would be good too. Because getting more morale early game is perfect for us. And then I think we'll place the Great Hall just on the other side of this. Let's look again. And then the Banquet Hall will need a communal table. Those get unlocked here. And the communal table actually needs wood, so we won't be able to utilize that till we get wood. But okay, so the Great Hall has to be less than 120, but more than 32. So for the minimum, 32 just needs to be that big. So we can kind of just make this however we want. Let's pull this over to there. Now we have the mess table. 1, 2. Actually, we'll leave this part open. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We'll just do 8 right away because we already had this set up for 8. And then we'll put a water cooler here. And then once we have a flower pot, we'll put the flower pot there. And then that means we can just kind of do that then. And this gives us 44, so that is well within the threshold. Not too bad at all. And then a Great Hall will give us +4 morale. It used to be +6, but now it's +4. Since they added the Banquet Hall, now the Banquet Hall is the one that gives +6. Alright, and we did get flower pots now. Let's make it a retro flower pot. Do any of these? Granite gives more decor, so I'm going to use that in particular. Also, I should do that for the water cooler. Yeah, big break. I'm just focusing on work and stuff. I don't know. I think I got burnout from Satisfactory, even though I didn't really do too much with it. We're also going to close this door in particular because I do not want shine bugs going into there because that'll mess with their sleep. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, with YouTube and stuff in general, I got people around. It's annoying to have to stream or record sometimes. I'm a very lazy person. Also, I noticed this. There's enough water that came out that it's spilling over. And this is bad for us. But let's look. Yep. We are going to place a tile here now. It just had to be done. We're also going to try to mop this. As much of that as we can. All those are 9. Make that 8, 8. Also, can we assign these to each specific person? Doesn't really matter too much, but I'd rather do that than not. Can you do this immediately? I'd rather not have salt water. Oh, salt water just fell down now. Please mop it up. Not acceptable. Okay. Pristine. Perfect. In fact, we're going to build this here and dig this there. Do that immediately. Immediately. Because otherwise this is futile. Alrighty. Thank you. Now, anything special over here? Ooh. We got one of the Frosty Planet Packs things over here. Cool. Well, we'll see that soon. Then otherwise, it's just more swamp up here. Proper swamp. Ooh, Buddy Bud. That ain't too bad. And then just more of the ocean over there. I'll have them keep going up until there, I suppose. Because why not? Also, what does this look like for gases? It's kind of bad. Let's see if we can dig out another layer here. Alrighty. And then now that this is drying out, we'll be able to just dig down into this and see what's in here, and then we'll keep going down. There's another thing here. This looks like it might be the somnium synthesizer. That would be nice. Jeez, everything's pretty compacted. We haven't explored like at all, and we've found a bunch of stuff already. Alright, they're all doing that. I'm going to expand this to down here. And then there. And then we'll just kind of do that. We'll make that 8. And I do want to submit the bioscan there. Alright. Now it tells me about scheduling. Way too late for that. Also, these should be high priority. They should be cleaning those toilets. Thank you. Alrighty. Any skills yet? Nothing new. Alright. We need to put a seed in here. Let's put a bluffbriar into there. Currently, this is just a mess hall. Okay, so they did all that research. If we look... Oop, they were looking down here. So we have these now. That'll be nice for later. Not too useful yet. We're gonna have to see if this flower pot actually gives us enough decor or not. Now I'll just keep them chugging along in this because refrigerators are going to be good. All this critter stuff is going to be great. It's important. And then after that, we're going to want to get a rock crusher right away so then we can start doing refined metals. And then from there we can do some automation, smelting. It's going to be great. All right. Take these out. Okay, so that was a big nothing right there. It does extend more though. So we got ice here, so this is definitely cold. Ooh, this is actually something though. We got neutronium here. There's a little trick. If we yellow alert these, we can see what it is. Ooh. Perfect music timing there. We just found a volcano, a magma volcano. That will be useful later. Pretty close to the base too. That's kind of crazy. But okay, so that is great. We have a magma volcano there. That's going to be useful for some things. One of them being a petroleum boiler. So we can keep that in the back of our mind. Ooh, sounds dangerous. Then again, I don't know what I would be doing when changing a tractor battery. Alright, let's close that out. That does not need to be set to open right now. Almost want to have them dig up into that. We can't get through Abyssalite yet though until we get a higher skill. Alright. I mean, for only being on cycle 8, we've been doing quite a bit actually. But we could always be doing more. Okay, maybe this is not. It kind of just looks like a break room. Okay, we're getting into here. Let's look at our gases. Let's look at it on the other page. So we just got little bits of polluted oxygen floating around. Now the important bit. How's the slime lung? Wow, it got basically killed. This is gonna get opened up though. Also, how? So that's 1,800 grams. That's quite a bit higher pressure than... Well, we'll see how it works. I would hope that we don't spread slime lung everywhere. We cannot open this up. This is high pressure there. This is getting pretty high pressure here, because what happens is the polluted water off-gases polluted oxygen, but when it off-gases, this carbon dioxide is sitting here, and since it's on the same layer right above the polluted water, it thinks it's not seeing it, because it only looks for polluted oxygen for the pressure. So it's actually still spewing it out, and it gets put above here, even though there's all this here. And then this will slowly just keep making that higher and higher until it's like way high pressures, like 20 kilograms in one spot. It gets ridiculous. All right, so this is opened up. It is pushing it above. Let's look at this. It seems to be getting killed basically immediately here. Let's hope that stays the case. This did get opened. Okay, so we have a neural vacillator, and then we have lockers. We are going to rummage all the lockers, and we're going to inspect each one. We get more data files, and then we get the data banks out of them. This is going to be good to tap into. I might just do that right here. There we go. Who do we want to have it? Probably the digger. The digging one is probably the best for that. And let's research that. All right. And it's assigned. So he's going to dig into that, and then he's going to use it himself. Let's go. Vacillation is in progress. Complete. Look at that. The neural vacillation is complete. Whew. Amari's brain is still vibrating, but they've never felt better. Amari acquired the sunny disposition trait. This duplicant has an unwaveringly polite, not blah 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 blah. Jeez, my mouth. Blah blah blah. Words. An unwaveringly positive outlook on life. Stress is minus 20% per cycle. That's nice. It's probably the worst one you can get out of that, but it's still pretty good. So now Amari will be a lot less stressed. Also, let's have a look at what we got out of these lockers. We got some warm coats and we got a snazzy suit. I'm going to put the snazzy suit on our researcher, and then the warm coats is going to go on Amari and probably pay, I guess. Well, there we go. That's a really close neurovacillator. Everything is very condensed on this map. I guess the remixing of the things. Whoa! So that's what it is. This is the Printerceptor. That's the new thing from this update yesterday. Literally yesterday was the update and this got added. And we found it right now. Alright, so we got the story trait, Printerceptor. My duplicants have uncovered a fascinating machine. Its construction suggests that it was designed as an energy field disruptor and retrofitted with printing capabilities. It is locked behind a 13-digit passcode. One failed attempt could permanently disable the entire building. I can only hope that the code is also buried somewhere on this world. There we go. So we found the thing, but we can't use it until we find the code. And I wonder where the code could be. I have not done this before ever. I have no idea how this thing works, so we'll have to see where the code is. I don't know if it would be on this asteroid or on a different one. It's probably on this asteroid. That's usually how these types of things work. So we'll probably find it by digging around the map. Usually I dig out most of the map at some point anyway, so we'll see how that works and we'll see how this works. While we're here, let's inspect everything. Get some more of those printed out. Cannot activate until we are even close to down there. Inspect everything. Getting a lot of data banks. Alright, that's nice. Also, let's inspect all this just so then it's ready. Inspect, and we'll put the rummage through on both of these. We're going to leave the wall cabinet alone because that's dangerous. Alright. That should be all that then. Ooh. Good thing we were looking here. There's a natural gas geyser. So that's how we'll get our methane. Natural gas. That will be useful for power soon enough. There's another building over here. Also, let's look at our slime lung. Yeah, it's still kind of just getting... Oh, it's kind of getting pushed up. As it goes over here, though... Yeah, once it gets above, it still kind of just dies. That's very good for us, because we don't want to deal with too much slime lung. The germs go up in the polluted oxygen, but once it hits anything else, it kind of goes down. Alright, and the researching... We don't need critter stuff right away because we don't even have the skill yet, so we can hold off on that. I think we want deodorizers. That'll be good for us. Where would those be? They're right here. So we'll go into some ventilation. Why are they not doing anything? I don't have a task for them. Where should they dig? Suppose they can kind of just go here. This can get destroyed. This can get destroyed. This can't be destroyed yet until we have enough skill. Alright. But the blocks themselves can be. Well, we went that way. Let's go this way. We saw that, but we can kind of just build out here. Just keep that going along. all the way into unknown areas. All right. So that's nice. Yeah, I want to see what that is. Okay, so we got the first ventilation. Not too bad at all. I'd like to see some of the prehistoric pack biomes soon. Also, actually, what we should do here is we should probably just go, well, it's kind of water the whole way through here. Wait until we can go through Abyssal Light, I guess. Hey, new prints! Not Cycle 9, third print of the game. Ooh, and there's a bionic dupe. We are not taking that, though. Alright, let's see what dupe we have right here. Rocketry and ranching. They're also early bird, that's nice. Shriveled taste buds is great, because more food morale is good, because food morale is one of the best morale sources in the game. They can't dig, though. That's horrible. Not being able to dig is probably the worst thing. So we are not getting that. Alright, do we want a shine nymph, or do we want a 3 kilograms of sand? Sand is everywhere here, so I think a shine nymph is probably more useful. More shine bugs, more light, more good. All right. A lot of salt water there. Okay, more research, good. With everything around here, though, building out a base with all the rooms is actually going to be a little complicated, I guess. What are we doing on food? It's halved from what it used to be. We might start... I think now is probably a good time to start doing food. We can just do planter boxes. No, we'll just place them right up here. Right now we only have 4 dupes. Forgot how much per dupe. I think it was 5 per dupe if we're doing meal wood. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Let me make sure that's correct. That's 20. And then these need 2 tiles above them. So we'll do that. And then they can start building and digging. Alrighty. Not too bad. There's a shine bug egg. That's kind of cool. Alright, and then we can start putting some meal woods in. Copy the settings, and then we will paste those across here. And paste it across these ones. There we go. And those will start growing. And they're digging this way, so we'll be seeing more on this side. That's a lot of copper ore there. We might want to take that. Also, let's start blocking out 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Keep that going. 5. And then that would be the next spot. Okay. Let's start digging these out then. Well, we'll dig it out this part. We'll have that come to there. Get some good amounts of coal, good amounts of copper. Let's look at our germ situation. Yeah, they're kind of still holding on, but they're getting contained. This is still kind of just staying in the same biome, not expanding out yet. Alrighty, not too bad. And I might actually want to break into this just so then I can see if I can get some more snazzy suits. Yeah, let's make that priority 7. Yay, there's all that research. So now we have deodorizers. That's great. Now I want to get rock crusher. And with the deodorizer, we can put that probably here is going to have the most impact. And we'll put an airflow tile here. And then we're going to pull a wire all the way from there up to there. And we're going to make that the highest priority because that is important to do. And we'll get rid of all that polluted oxygen. Which also gets rid of the slime lung because slime lung, it duplicates itself in the polluted oxygen, but it decreases itself in regular oxygen, so turning it into regular oxygen is great for getting rid of it. And we got up to here. Alright, so... Ooh, another chlorine gas vent. 2 chlorine vents, huh? Alright. We might have to do something with that. Be nice for squeaky puffs, I suppose. And our growing of the mealwoods is starting up. Good thing we started going into this, because that's going to cost us some more. Oh, am I having issues? Is it still going good? Alright, well, let's hope that that interruption wasn't too bad. It says insufficient oxygen generation, but really, it does not matter right now. We have enough everywhere. Okay, we have that. So now, what do we want next? Probably want smart battery. In fact, we want all that, so I think I'll just do that to space power. Alrighty, not too bad at all. That natural gas is going to be great for us. Power. This is making it super hot over here. Already 60, jeez. And it's transferring through the wall pretty good too. Well, luckily that ain't too close to the actual food items. Also, that's so cold up there, jeez. Oh, there's a entombed wheezewort. That's kind of funny. There's some more coldness over here. That's interesting. Yeah, we haven't seen too much of the remix stuff, just some of the Frosty Planet stuff over here with that plume squash seed and the other plume squash plant there. There are probably more out near the edges. Probably wrap up here soon. We've done quite a bit of good early game stuff, and for some reason YouTube keeps saying that it's gonna make stream buffer, which is not what I want, so I'd have to troubleshoot that after we're done here. Okay, so they did get to this, basically, if we do that. Oh, yeah. Who's gonna dig that? Now he's gonna head in here and open these up. Ooh, snazzy suit. Give Trivaldo that. And a warm coat. No one needs that yet. Alrighty. Pretty good. Trivaldo grabbed a snazzy suit. Look at how snazzy he is. Making everything greener around him. Alrighty. These just need food for them to work. Alright. We're actually going to stop that. Because I don't want this hydrogen and stuff coming out. Alrighty, yeah, that is actually probably going to do it for now. Oh, wait a second. Now that we went into here, we see all this. Look at this. We have a lump. There's a lump. Then we got some sweet corn. A snack. This is basically that biome's version of the muck root. Then we got mimica buds, so there's gonna be mimicas. Cool. And we got peat here. Nickel ore is a new ore. From what I saw from its stats, it's basically like a slightly worse cobalt. So it isn't too special, but we got that. Also down here, this is just a regular cold biome. We got sleet wheats. That'll be great. Yeah, we got a lum. If we can find the one overgrows or whatever, we can start ranching these guys, and these guys are way more powerful than hatches. They're so good. So I might just start him right away. Also, this was our volcano, is that correct? That was our volcano. Good. But yeah, that'll be great to have. That's so good that we found that. He'll probably be the first one we'll ranch, to be honest. And we might start doing Paku as well if we can find the right type of plant to feed them. Because now Paku, if we go to their entry here, they eat algae and then they eat seeds. That's normal. But now they can eat sea comb leaf. And sea comb leaf comes from the sea comb plant. And to feed the sea comb, you need polluted dirt. Paku make polluted dirt. Now, it's not 1-to-1, so you're actually losing out on about half when you go through this, so it's not a closed loop. But you can actually fertilize the sea comb, and then that makes it just up to a closed loop, as long as they're always getting fertilized, which isn't realistic, so I wouldn't say it's exactly a closed loop. You'd still want to have a couple extra plants than normal and whatnot, a little bit more polluted dirt coming in than going out into the system, but it makes Paku pretty much free. It's so good. And Paku are great for food. And there's another fish that we'll find, hopefully, that we can feed the Paku to. And that will get us some pretty powerful stuff too. So that is a great thing. A very great thing. Alrighty. Yeah. Well, alright, there isn't too much to do other than that. There we go, we got that research done, so I think we might leave it at that there then. And then I'll see you guys next time, and we're gonna do great things in this playthrough. I'm excited for it, and this is very exciting, very fun. Also, we have cool blueprints for everything here that I should have enabled. Got cool buildings here. The oxygen diffuser should have. Yep. Don't think the battery does, no. Yeah, we got some cool stuff there. I can never remember what I have blueprints for and what I don't. Oh yeah, the planter boxes had blueprints. Let's make them blue. I don't think I can copy over the blueprints, unfortunately. Oh well. I'll probably do that later. Yeah, there's some cool stuff. And this is chugging along. It takes sand and then it makes clay, so we're getting clay out of this. That's good. And then it turns the polluted water into regular, not polluted water, polluted oxygen into regular oxygen, so that's perfect. In fact, we have a new printable here, so I think what we'll do is in the next stream we'll do that printable. I think that's a pretty good block out of it. We've played in here for 1.6 hours. There we go. Alrighty. Well, in that case, I hope you all have a good day. See you next time.